It was about 2 in the morning, I think, when they told us that you're gonna have a baby today. And we were like, all right, great. The thought about being premature didn't even cross my mind.
Logan was born Sunday morning at 7:51 on October 9th, 2011. He was 7 weeks early, 3 pounds, 4 ounces. Came out kicking, screaming, fighting.
7:51, here comes Logan. There he is, came out screaming like crazy. They told us because he's premature, he just needs to go to the NICU. It didn't really seem out of ordinary, to be honest with you.
They started running tests as they would for any newborn baby, and his blood work and all his lab work came back a little off, and his urine had a high level of protein in it, which indicated that there was something going on with his kidneys. They told us that Logan may have a rare genetic kidney disorder called congenital nephrotic syndrome of the Finnish type, and lo and behold, that's what it was. The best way to manage it was that Logan would have both kidneys removed, and that really was just something that I couldn't process. I couldn't imagine, how does someone live without kidneys? What does that mean? So I was looking at medical journals, and what I was reading about congenital nephrotic syndrome of the Finnish type was very scary to me. And I was reading a lot of places where the children did not live beyond a year old, and many died within the first 5 years of their life. So me reading that was just terrifying.
At first it was a little bit of a shocker, but as we started to read it and where some of this data was coming from, it was from third world countries, places that just don't offer what we're very fortunate to have around here. So there was a little bit of doom and gloom at the beginning, but we tried to stay positive through the whole thing because that's all we could do. That's all we had. That's the only thing that we could control.
His kidneys were just making him sick. He was getting infections and he couldn't fight things off. And so the time was right, and he had both kidneys removed when he was 3.5 months old, when he was there in the NICU, and he started peritoneal dialysis.
It was night and day. He was so much better. The infections cleared up. He was happier and as normal of a kid as you can be on dialysis.
He was in the NICU from October 9th until February 21st. During that time, we celebrated his first Halloween, his first Thanksgiving, his first Christmas, his first New Year's and Valentine's Day, but we did it all. It didn't matter where he was, we were all together. He came home with so many medicines and machines and, a lot of love. When we got our first delivery of dialysis supplies, you couldn't see the living room because it was just piled high with boxes. And we said, okay, whatever it takes, that's just been the mentality we've had the whole time. You have to do what you have to do.
We knew that there was going to be a transplant down the road. And again, from everything that we read, that's just the path that people go on when they're on dialysis of any kind.
So we immediately started thinking, who's going to be the donor, who's going to be a match? Chris and I knew that each of us were going to be tested. It was just a matter of who was going to be tested first. So Chris went first, and step 1, step 2, step 3, perfect match, as perfect as he could be.
I got tested to see if I could be a donor in February, and that's when I was given the news that I could be a donor, Logan's donor. I remember standing actually right here when I got the phone call, and from that point on I was ready.
Well, Chris is a healthy man, and he was very motivated to donate to his son, and they were a blood group match. So he was really the perfect match. We couldn't really have asked for a better donor.
We had our sights set on October of 2013 because then he'd be 2, and the surgeon thought 2 years old would be the right size and the right time to do this.
He really did extremely well on dialysis, better than we could have even imagined. And then he got the infection. That infection that seems like every kid on dialysis gets. Dr. Janssen and everybody, as soon as they heard that he got that fungal infection, they said, okay, we're moving up transplant because the fungal infection is far more serious.
So June 26th of 2013, Chris donated a kidney to our son Logan.
We did a laparoscopic donor nephrectomy for Chris. We took his kidney out. It was minimally invasive procedure. So he did quite well and went home very quickly after his surgery. And with the kids, This is a bigger procedure, relatively seen, because we have to put the kidney inside the belly, and we're talking about a very small belly and a very big kidney. So it's a major procedure, but luckily Logan did great. Kidney worked immediately.
They said it was great. He was peeing right away. He was producing a lot of urine, and that was a huge piece for me, just to have the relief. It was like a weight was on my shoulders.
They both bounced back very well. They said, Chris, hey, you can go home, and it was only 2 days after surgery. And then Logan went home 5 days after surgery. It was incredible. They both, you would have never known that either of them had just had that surgery. Logan was running around the house, just a ball full of energy. I couldn't believe it.
He's growing like a wheat. He has grown so much, it's unbelievable, unbelievable. He's doing really well. His parents look a little tired because he's so active that they can hardly keep up with him. So he's doing quite well.
So we are chasing more than ever now, but to see him change, even in the 3 months from where he wasn't eating anything, like he did not want food anywhere near his mouth, to eating almost anything that he can get his hands on, that progress has been pretty amazing. That's the thing that we want to share. See if you can donate. It's such an easy thing to do. You have two. You don't need them both. People can survive on one kidney for their entire life. Share your spare is a thing that we always say.
So I'm saving mine for Logan the next time he needs one. But my gosh, why wouldn't you? You can have a completely normal, healthy life with one, and you can see someone live on now. It's an amazing gift.
I think Logan is the poster child. If just a fraction of your donations went towards what's happened to him, it's fabulous. Here's a kid that is 20 months old and has his whole life ahead of him, whole life. And we have made it so that he's going to grow and have a normal life.
What I would say to people who have been supporters of the National Kidney Foundation is thank you. It means so much to someone like me to have a resource such as the National Kidney Foundation to give me credible information about kidney disease and what our family personally was about to experience. We are very grateful for the National Kidney Foundation.